ESPN and Major League Baseball are yelling and screaming and throwing tantrums. It's pretty interesting. ESPN opted out. They're choosing to opt out of their agreed-upon contract with Major League Baseball almost a full 2 years prior to the expected conclusion. ESPN wants to pay Major League Baseball $350 million less than the agreed-upon price to have broadcast rights to baseball games. That's a big deal. It was a $550 million contract, and now they want it to be $200 million.
$200 million.
Yeah. So, Brad, my question to you is, why does ESPN, who is owned by Disney, why do they value MLB so little?
I think part of it has to do with, I think that they saw declining numbers on their baseball shows, like maybe on Baseball Tonight. And I think part of that had to do, it wasn't as entertaining as like College Game Day or NBA Tonight, or like what is it? What's the show? I can't remember what the NBA show is that they have on TNT with like Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, Shaq, right? And Ernie Johnson. Like, that's some of the best pregame, halftime, postgame coverage you get on anything. And you weren't getting that. And like I said, College Game Day becomes an event. NFL Countdown on Sunday is an event, and you're not getting that kind of content with Baseball Tonight. It was more subdued, and like, I love Carl Ravage, don't get me wrong, but he's not Ernie Johnson. And the guys the former players who they had on Baseball Tonight were not Shaq and Kenny and Chuck, right? Like, they're not bringing that kind of energy and entertainment. And so ESPN, rather than upping their game and being like, guys, get a little wild, get a little rowdy, because they do on Fox. You watch A-Rod, Big Papi, and Frank Thomas, like, those guys get a little rowdy, and it's fun to watch.
They do.
But it wasn't happening on ESPN. Baseball Tonight was way too buttoned up. Viewership dropped, and they were just like, eventually it went to like, I think it went to a once a week show, and then it went to a podcast. Now they've cut it all together. Like, instead of making the change and adapting to the audience, they just got rid of it.
Yep.
And so in ESPN's eyes, well, baseball's dying.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily the case.
It's not.
And so, but that's become ESPN's narrative to justify not covering baseball anymore, right?
Well, they have to justify it because
exactly right.
Now, here's what's going to happen.
That they push, though.
You're right, and that's bad for baseball, which they probably secretly love, because they've been kind of bad at baseball for a really long time now.
They have been. They've pushed their interests other ways too. UFC, a lot of golf coverage. They're covering college baseball by doing the college's stream, like the university's stream through ESPN Plus. And for them, I think what it is I don't know for sure this is how this works, but I assume it's just the conference paying ESPN money to like, hey, let us just stream here so that these kids' parents can watch them.
I'm sure it is.
Right?
ESPN said, sure, give us $3 or whatever.
Probably a lot more than that.
Shut up. Yes, I know.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't think they're going to do anything for $3. They're probably $1 million at least.
So this means a lot of things, and they're all question marks. Streaming rights, broadcast rights, in-market games, out-of-market games, blackout restrictions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Lots of things are going to change. Commissioner Manfred is going to have to do a lot of decision-making. He's going to have to do it really quick. Luckily, with the regional sports network issues we've seen with Bally and Diamond,
he has a year. It's after this season.
But I'm saying that is not a long time. And so
no, but it's not like, I'm just saying, for those who don't know, it's not like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah. So, we're not hoping March 28th is like there's a solution in place. No. You're right. And I'm glad you said that. That's very good. Last on this, Apple TV Plus will be bringing back Friday Night Baseball. Double headers will begin on the day after opening day, so it'll be March 28th for the first Friday night of the season. Brad and I were talking about this earlier. This is the third time they've done it, but previous years it has been not the first weekend of baseball, but this year it is, and that is fabulous, very exciting.
Indeed.
And as always, when we go live on Thursday nights, we will give you all of the details as to what games to watch, when, where, etc. Times will be available for broadcasting on Apple TV Plus in our lineup. There you go.